Well, 6 inches of snow on the ground is going to call for the thick winter socks. Finally got them out of storage. Good morning, YouTube. Bowman 1951. Back at you with vlog number 3 of this week. Just wanted to clarify a few things from yesterday's video. So I am currently in Sturbridge for a conference, but LJ's Sports Cards, the card shop we're going to attempt to go back to today, is in Southbridge. So I was even a little confused a few times when I was saying towns, but Southbridge, Sturbridge, you know, pretty much the same thing, right? Also, I want to thank commenter those back pages clarifying for me that Walmart does not sell Topps Chrome Update. I didn't know that. It's only an exclusive at Target. So when I was looking for that last night, I would have never found it. After taking 20 years off of this hobby, I'm still learning something new almost every single day about what's available and what's not for modern products because there's so many out there. Time to get on out of here this morning and head on over to my conference. Man, do I hate that I didn't bring any top loaders, so cards are back in the box and they're going in this bag. Hopefully they don't slide around too much. Well, at least the car doesn't look too bad. Some of the snow's off the sides already. I also got these handy dandy gloves out of storage. They flip up so you can drive with them or wipe snow off your car, which I'm about to do. Which is good news because I just realized the card shop's like a half-mile away. So we'll be heading there probably around 3:30 this afternoon. So I'm back here again, come to find out from the owner that he only deals in Pokemon and Magic cards. So we're on the hunt once again for an open card shop that we can grab some product from. I'm heading into Boston, so I'm gonna see you in a few hours.
These feelings, I can't let them go. It's harder for me to explain. You would think that I would know how to make the sun shine when it rains.
So I'm with my wife on a little getaway. We stopped in Quechee, Vermont. Since I struck out the other day after going back to the card shop in Southbridge. This is a cool little place. It's right off the highway of 89 as we head up to Burlington, Vermont for the weekend. So just figured we'd give it a shot and look around. And there's an antique mall here, and I think there's always a good place to at least look for some baseball cards. So let's go try to find out. So yeah, it was very quiet in the antique mall here. So after finding the vintage cards in what, 822 there, I realized everything was behind lock and key. There was nobody to negotiate with. The owner really isn't there. So there was just no point in opening these up and trying to knock off $10, $15 on individual cards if I could. So what you saw on the price tag was what you were going to pay, and that was pretty unfortunate considering almost all of these cards were fairly overpriced. What is going on in this case here? What a mess. I mean, why even have this opened and look through it as well? Kind of silly. 823, get your act together. So I had my wife film a little bit here while I sift through some 1950 singles. I'm not sure I flip over the backs of these, but almost all of them were listed at like $2 or $3. I would pull my phone up on the side, look at ComC, and see I can get most of these for like 50 or 75 cents. So there's just no point Then we'll move on to the 70s. Again, you'll see some prices here once we get, I think, over to the 68s and 69s. But all 2, 3, 4 times overpriced from what I would like to pay elsewhere. This was a very interesting little button. I've always wanted to grab a few of those. Here are the 70s, 69s. As you can see, what could be a 50-cent card listed for $2. This one here was a little better at $5, but I was just getting so frustrated that I wasn't going to buy one particular card. Next booth down, I was on a mission to maybe buy a handful of packs and rip on camera, but all this was just junk from the late 80s, early 90s, some non-sports packs that I'm so not into. You just got junk up the top. That was an interesting box, 1985 tops, but I think it was overpriced at like $30, so I didn't grab that. Those Fleer packs were intriguing with the possibility of Jordan. Probably some of the cooler stuff in this case here. We had some, well, obviously 1952 tops, and then there were some ticket stubs that were fairly old. I don't know why that mantle was in there, that modern mantle. You got this Babe Ruth here, a couple of them actually. And then we're on to some really beat up TT06s and some play ball, some Gowdy, late 30s. I'd much prefer to get those graded or purchase them graded. Down to some 55 Bowmans. And then some modern cards. Guy had a good selection of Trouts. I didn't see prices on these because they were on the back, and again, behind lock and key. I'd have to go bother somebody just to get this open for me. So they were nice to look at. There's one with a price, probably a $10 card on ComC or eBay. More Trouts. These do have price tags. A few prospects. A couple junky graded cards. Good collection of the Judge. Got a Benintendi auto there, it looked like. And more vintage. Got that Spawn at home and a PSA 4. Brady, Gronk, Trout. Typical of what you'd see for people selling. Not sure who was on that patch there. We got Deshaun Watson, Carson Wentz. And these were cool. This was old Cracker Jack cards. This was actually in the toy museum that was there. So this was not in a card area. Back over to some very cool ticket stubs, which I would love to add to my collection someday. And then we've got random commons, along with Kenny Stabler, Jack Ham. That's a good card there, Gifford, but that's probably like a PSA 2. And that large ink can be had on ComC for 70 cents, which I've purchased before. Some late 40s Leaf football. Way off center. And a couple autographs here that I thought I'd capture. Who doesn't love some George Foreman? So these I took off camera compared to ComC. This $6 card was probably $1.50 to $2 on ComC. And the rest of these, nope, not happening. All right, we're gonna continue our journey on up to Waterbury, Vermont. Probably check out a cider mill as well as Ben & Jerry's factory store. So we'll see you there. I grew up in rural Pennsylvania, so I've always been a big fan of local farms and locally produced items such as all these great jellies that we saw. And there were so many cool local Vermont products all over the place. Some local bakery items. Some fudge made on site. In here, obviously, are more Vermont products. Bloody Mary mix, salsa, you name it, they've got it. And here we've got a press for apple cider. It's not being used currently, but this is where it's done more so in the autumn. Is the name of the place we were at. And we got to sample some of the actual cider. Fresh apple cider. These were cool. Hot dogs steamed in some cider. Are these guys a Ben & Jerry's knockoff? Kind of look like it. And then there was maple syrup for days. Look at all those different sizes and types. And then we got some cider donuts on the way out. And I'm kind of regretting not getting this. Popcorn on a cob.
Bright rays pouring in to my window. Every day the same sunny situation. Rocking in my sheets with the top down on the highway. Yeah.
No trip is complete without stopping at the Ben & Jerry's factory store and tour. I don't think we're going to be doing the tour tonight, but it's always a possibility. I think it's like $8 or so. Well, let's take a look around inside. Correction, tours are only $4. So I snuck back the final hallway of the tour itself since we didn't go on it. And this is just a Hall of Fame, a wall of flavors. Goes on pretty far, as you can see. And coming up on the left here is part of the taste testing lab. There was somebody working in there. I don't think I got her on film. But this is where the magic happens. Exit through the gift shop, of course, and you can grab some ice cream bowls. A wall of t-shirts. Lots of different cool designs for you to choose from. Maple syrup. Seen enough of that on this trip. I was looking for a price here. Didn't see you on. I think it was $6 for the little bottle. Some magnets for you to take home. Lots of tchotchkes everywhere. Oh man, did these smell incredibly delicious in the store. Wish I would have grabbed one, now that I think about it. Who made a mess? Who was it? Oh, just kidding.
And would you like whipped cream?
Yes, please.
All right, and what dry topping would you like?
What are our choices?
There's the list out there.
Thank you.
And is that all?
Yep.
So one of the coolest things about visiting the Ben & Jerry's factory is the flavor graveyard. So we're gonna take a walk up there and look at some of the headstones. It's gonna get a little spooky up here. And also not shoveled. This one right here sounds delicious. I don't really remember it. Who did it better? Disney World on their headstones or Ben & Jerry's? These are hilarious. One of the saddest missing from the lineup. Okay, that's a close second for me. Kind of sad this one didn't make it out of its infancy. This one definitely needs no introduction, especially if you've seen the SNL skit. I definitely enjoyed this one in college. I know my brother would be sad about this one. Man, just kill this one off already. Okay, that's gonna wrap up our trip at Ben & Jerry's. Thank you for coming into the graveyard, as you can see in the background. The ice cream was delicious. We didn't do a tour or anything. We're off to Burlington, Vermont now. I'll probably be ending the video, so thank you for watching. And I'm glad we found some baseball cards along the way. So we'll see you in the next video. Talk to you soon.